Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will talk about scopes. So let's get started. So in here, for example, we create a variable like a variable outer, and we give the value of the outer variable as 10. This means that this particular variable has the value 10, right? This is fairly simple, and we now create a method. Now the name of the method would be display value. Here we go. And in here, inside this method, we will simply print the value of this variable outer. Let me run this, and now let me call in this method. Now we can easily make out that the value of the variable is being displayed successfully. This is nice, this is good. Now for example, I try to create a yet another variable by the name of inner. For example, the value is 20, right? And now we print the value of inner as well. So it would be like print f double quotes inner value is colon inner. Likewise, let me copy this, let me paste it in here, and we will type in outer value as outer. Here we go. Let me run this line, let me call in the method, and here are the output. Outer value is 10, inner value is 20. Fair enough. Now for example, we create a yet another variable inside this method by the name of outer, and we give the value as 15, for example. Then what happens? In here, can you predict the output? The value will be converted to 15. The reason being, because this variable is inside this method, then as a result, the variable outer will be used, which is inside this display value method. So this local variable will be used. So whenever we have the variables inside the method, inside a scope, it is known as local variable. And whenever we have a variable outside a method, outside a scope, right? These variables which are outside, which are independent, which can be used by different methods, are known as global variables, right? So this is the difference. This is the difference between outer and inner, global and local. Now understand the priority, the way the programming language will work. The programming language will check, Python will check whether there is a inner variable or not. If there is a inner variable, if there is a local variable, if there is a variable inside the method, in that case it will not check the global variables. It will simply use the global variable and it will work. But for example, we have a global variable and we don't have the local variable. In that case, the global variable will be used. Now there is also one more thing. In here, there are two variables with same name and there is no error. Python is working properly and it is good. It is nice how easily it can distinguish between the global variable outer and local variable outer. So this is the difference. A local variable has scope just inside the method. Now for example, I try to check the value of outer, then definitely it will return 10 because now we are calling in this particular variable from outside this method. As a result, we get the value as outer. Now for example, we do a small little thing in here. For example, I comment out this initialization of outer. Let me run this. Let me also run the method. And now if we wish to check the value of outer, will we be able to access this inner variable, local variable? Let me show you. Well, we are able to access the outer variable as of now, even though we have commented out this. The reason being, the outer variable is still in the memory. So let me restart the kernel once. Alright, let me run the method. Let me run this field. Let me run the method again, and now finally let me try to access the variable by the name of outer. Now take a note of it that we have this variable inside the method, but still we will get a error. In fact, we can try to check the inner variable which is inside the method. Again, we won't be able to access it. So this is the bottom line, that we will be able to use the inner variable inside the method only, and the global variable can be used inside a method if a global variable is available, and if there is a contradiction, if there is a global variable and a local variable, in that case local variable will be given priority. Now friends, in here, whenever there is an assignment operator inside this method, for example outer equals to 15, whenever there is a assignment operator, Python will create a new variable. For example, in here a new variable outer has been created by Python, but for example we don't wish to create a new local variable, rather we wish to make use of the outer variable only inside the method. In that case, we can make use of this keyword global, and indeed let me also cut this comment. Alright, now whenever we make use of this global keyword, first of all we need to declare the variable, for example global outer, and then we need to initialize this. Let me run this and we will get the value properly. Alright, now how to identify whether the variables are properly set, what is a global variable, what is a local variable, whether our method is working properly. Now in order to understand and visualize things in a better manner, we have something known as Visualize Python code. So simply Google for Python tutor Visualize, and this website is very useful. The name of the website is pythontutor.com, and using this what we say interface, we can visualize our code. So let me copy this code. Let me save the changes first. Let me paste it in here. Let me also copy this line. Let me paste it in here. All right, let me get rid of this particular statement as of now, and now let me visualize the execution. Here we go. So this particular interface will help us to visualize how the program is working. So first of all, this variable outer will be initialized. Next step, in here the method display value would be declared, and that's it. Now as of now we haven't called this method, so in order to what we say execute the inside code, we have to call the method. So this is interesting when it comes to Python. Python will only execute the method when we will call it. So it's in runtime. Here we go. So now we will be calling this method. Let me visualize again. Alright, so now the number of steps are 9. So first of all, we have created the variable 10. Then there is this method call which is display value, right? So in here, let me navigate, let me forward. In here, check this. So first of all, we have this global variable, and this global variable is denoted by this global frame. Take a note of it. Let me forward. Once the global frame has been done, in the global scope, what we have did, we have called this variable, we have called this function display value. Let me forward. Now the display value method would be called. Inside the display value method, we have this outer equals 15 statement. So now we have created a local variable. Check the scope. Scope is display value method, right? So now we have a independent variable outer. there is a global variable, there is an independent variable. Let me forward. Then we have created a inner variable, then we have displayed the value of outer, and finally we have displayed the value of inner. There is no return value. The return value would be none, and then finally our execution is done. So this is how the program got executed. Now for example, we make use of the global keyword, so it would be like global outer, and then we initialize the variable outer. Let's visualize the execution once again. Now again we will navigate to the global frame, we will move forward, we will call the method. In here take a note of the scope, display value. Now again we will check outer equals 15, we will move forward. In here take a note of the variable, there is no variable outer in here. We will move forward. We have only created the inner variable and the value of the outer variable has been updated to 15. Take a note of it. Forward, we displayed the value of outer, we displayed the value of inner. Let me go back. Take a note of the value of outer. As soon as we initialize 15 to outer, the value of the global variable will increase, right? So this is the impact of global and local, right? So there are few things which you need to remember. A global variable can be initialized anywhere, it can be reinitialized, it can be reassigned, right? From anywhere. It can be from inner statement, inner method statement, and it can be initialized from anywhere. A global variable can be accessed from anywhere. Now we have the local variable. The local variable can be used only inside the scope, only inside that specific method. A local variable will die as soon as the method will get terminated, as soon as the method execution is complete, right? Apart from that, there could be same name. A local variable and a global variable can contain same name. Alright, so that's it for today, and I can definitely urge you to experiment more. This is kind of an important concept to know. The reason being, there is no specifier which will let you know that this is a global variable and this is a local variable, right? So take a note of it, and the concept is very important, and this will largely helpful to you when you will grow old in programming. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.